Hi, it is Friday, 2nd of January, and I'm just doing a spitballing video, following on from my last one, where I was discussing the 250,000 people that were granted British citizenship during, obviously, the Labour government's tenureship. Now, that is likely to continue into this year and the following year, up to 2029, and there is a good possibility by the time we actually get to a general election, and that is if Labour actually grant it and actually don't come up with an excuse not to, have 1 million plus additional citizenship granted by the Labour government. Now, you could go into the weeds about their motives. I suspect they're very disingenuous. But what I want to talk about is, there's going to be a percentage of those people who are granted citizenship that actually deserve it and will be well intentioned towards Britain and the British people. But there's a good chance, like 90% plus, have just been rubber stamped as part of just a bureaucratic procedure. And I'm of a mind now that I don't want any of the Boris wave to stay here. They weren't invited by the British people. It was a political decision for dubious economic rationale behind it by Boris, again, absolute traitor of a man. But the whole visa process, which is still ongoing, for literally like universities granting being student visas, and then you have the follow-on with the family members, and percentages of them just disappearing into the woodwork once they've got the student visa, and they never turn up to the colleges, and there's no ramifications to the universities either. Any individual like that should be immediately deported and like granting stay after they've done their education. Why? The simply isn't a justification for them being here. We've got massive amounts of homegrown people claiming benefits when they should be working, and there's no incentive for them to be working. I'm of a mind now to re-examine like visas and basically citizenship claims from people dating back from 20 years ago, and I think that should be a priority. And I don't care if they've got wives and children here. You go back to the basics and re-establish what they are, who they are, and what they're actually doing for us.